Although Paul Heyman and Jay's comebacks are still strongly alluded to in the narrative, many fans are questioning whether they might be going in a different way with the narrative for a little period of time. And that's the notion that Jimmy and Roman Reigns would genuinely give up a little and follow Solo. In particular, considering what transpired on October 18th, when Roman was prepared to resign and accept Solo. He went to the ring with the aim of recognizing Solo because he wanted to keep the family peaceful, which he technically did, but naturally, pandemonium still broke out in the end. Fans, however, are attempting to determine whether Roman's recognition of Solo was nullified by the fight that broke out or whether Roman will have to acknowledge Solo moving forward because he did speak those words during the main event. SmackDown section. Nobody wants to see Roman give up and support Solo, but as Roman made clear, he had promised his father before he died that he would mend the family's relationship. It appears that Roman is prepared to set aside his ego and pride in order to fulfill one of his final vows to his father. From that perspective, you have to respect Roman's way of thinking. In addition, everything else has failed for Roman and Jimmy thus far. They are still outnumbered, Jay is unwilling to assist, and Paul Heyman is nowhere to be found. Right now, they just have nothing to fight back with. Perhaps they believe that the only way to get in line is to fall in line. And since this is how the narrative began in the first place, it kind of gives the family another chance to come full circle. Jay was attempting to unseat Roman, the champion, and claim the position for himself. Roman couldn't stand it any longer and had to essentially beat his family into submission in order to put them in their proper place. After a period of fighting back, Jimmy and Jay decided to join Roman after realizing there was nothing they could do to stop him. Could we be witnessing the same scenario at this moment, but with roles reversed and Roman's karma coming full circle? Week after week, Roman subdued Jimmy and Jay until they were unable to stand it any longer. After a few years, he is now on the point of bowing down to Jimmy and Jay's younger brother, who has taken over the entire business. There are a lot of ironic and full-circle moments taking place here. Joining them might be the only way to break up these weekly arguments and bring harmony to the family if Roman and Jimmy are unable to receive assistance. Solo has often stated that all of his issues with Roman and Jimmy will be resolved right now, and they will be closer than ever. All they need to do is acknowledge him, and that is what will occur. Furthermore, it's a somewhat unsettling idea for the other members of the roster. The new Bloodline is already quite intimidating and powerful with its 4 members. Just think of a scenario in which they also include Roman and Jimmy. That would be too much for everyone to handle. Many fans are now wondering if the plot could go in this direction, where Roman would essentially have to go through what he put Jimmy and Jay through all those years ago. Roman would have to be Solo's go-to guy and fulfill all of his requests, just like he forced them to listen to him for all those years. Furthermore, it would be beneficial for the Roman Reigns character to have first-hand experience because it would enable him to recognize the wrongness of his treatment of his family in that situation and, hopefully, teach him a lesson to be more grateful for those in his life moving forward. And perhaps it's because of that particular experience that Roman ultimately finds the perfect words to speak to Jay, reuniting that original family unit. When things became too frantic, Sami, Jimmy, and Jay all left their tribal chief's side. Could we thus see a scenario in which Roman takes over as the tribal chief alone for a few weeks before having his own significant moment of independence when the time is right? Roman might make a wise chess play because it's obvious that taking them all on 4 against 2 hasn't been effective at all. Therefore, the best course of action in this current situation could be for Roman to persuade Solo that he is loyal to him while still trying to come up with a plan and attack when the moment is right. It will be interesting to see if they fully embrace this direction in the upcoming weeks, since they already began to do so on the October 18th edition of SmackDown. Will Roman follow orders and be Solo's faithful goon, or will he still run into him after getting in line? Booker T just revealed his big plans to help get another member of the Bloodline over to World Wrestling Entertainment, and that's Zilla Fatu. Zilla is the son of the legendary Bloodline member Umaga. Zilla recently started training to join the family business and become a pro wrestler just like his father and other cousins. He's currently training under Booker T and Booker said that he sees all of the talent and potential that's in Zilla. Booker promised that he's gonna do everything in his power to make sure Zilla makes it to that big stage and joins his family in the company. Depending on where the Bloodline story is at when Zilla is eventually ready, you gotta assume that he'll be a big pickup for the Bloodline when the time comes. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bo Dallas recently revealed some significant information regarding Bray Wyatt that no one was previously aware of in an interview with USA Today. Dallas claims that none of the Wyatt 6 group members were chosen at random merely for amusement. According to Bo, Bray Wyatt personally selected each member of the Wyatt 6 that you see on TV these days. Following his 2022 return to the organization, there had been whispers and plans for Bray to lead another group for some time. According to Bo, Bray gave the guys upstairs a very detailed list of names of the people he wanted to collaborate with. All of the current members of the faction Uncle Howdy returned within 2024 were on that list. Bo Dallas claims that he is unable to provide an explanation for it, but that Bray simply saw something in each of those people that attracted him to them. When plans emerged for Bo Dallas to lead a Wyatt legacy faction, they resorted to the list that Bray had previously given them, and the Wyatt 6 were born. Bo Dallas stated that everything up to this point and moving forward will always contain some of Bray's ideas. Bray never had the opportunity to form the faction himself. After Bray's death, Bo also disclosed that he was prepared to completely retire from wrestling. He simply couldn't imagine carrying on without his brother. However, he claimed that as a result of everything that has been happening, he now feels closer to his brother than ever and that his passion for wrestling has only increased in recent months. Bo Dallas gave a very moving interview, and everyone is eager to follow the Wyatt 6 ongoing journey. Since Dominic Mysterio joined the Judgment Day in September 2022, a corrupt, crafty, and occasionally cowardly spirit has replaced his once bright, upbeat personality. Mysterio recently discussed his journey from babyface to heel in the WWE in an interview with Foundation Radio, which sparked a theme of thunderous jeers from the WWE Universe. "I think the surging boos was a surprise to me and everyone," Mysterio stated. "We weren't entirely sure what to anticipate. Okay, let's run with it and see how this goes," was my reaction when it was given to me. It's been quite the journey. In response to the question of whether the jeers overwhelm him, Mysterio said he prefers to welcome them. "I understand what's going on and what I have to do here," Mysterio replied. "They despise me for an odd reason, even when I say the truth. When I'm only attempting to express my opinions. Man, it's just fun. Even if I get a little agitated, I'm out there, and when people start jeering at me, it gives me time to gather myself. I'm okay at the end of the day, but it allows me time to gather myself, speak with Liv Morgan, and relax a little." Mysterio is currently romantically involved with Liv Morgan, the WWE Women's World Champion. Morgan eventually joined the Judgment Day, which now features a lineup of her, Mysterio, Raquel Rodriguez, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Carlito. Thanks to this relationship and Mysterio's betrayal of the Eradicator Rhea Ripley,